some Dirty Girl.
Ooh, I really like Dirty Girl.
Dirty Girl's a real cute strain.
Mm-hmm.
Western Cultured has some really good Dirty Girl. Their joints are good. One of the few Western Culture joints I like.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know what we don't have?
What's that?
Wipes. This table does not like.
I mean, they're welcome. Well, speaking of, what are you over there rolling up?
I'm rolling up some Chocolatina.
Oh.
It's by Scored, which I've heard a lot of good things about. Also heard that they lost their
hash maker.
Yeah, and heard that motherfucker was good.
That's what I heard in the streets as well.
Yeah, so but the weed is fire, and Chocolatina is
smack-a-dack-a-doo-doo.
What? Tina and mint
chocolate
chip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never really had either of those other strains.
Know what the fuck
how that is. Yeah, like what does that? Yo, when people be making these names, I just wonder. But certain things will make me know like this weed is fire. Like you know, like it. You put some Girl Scout cookies in it, and you cross Girl Scout cookies with just about anything, and I feel like it's better.
Okay, that's very valid.
Mm-hmm.
That's very valid because I am very happy with the Alien Girl Scout cookies right now from Volcana.
Ooh.
Uncle Ike's has it. They're a horrible establishment, but they do have it.
Okay.
So support Bethany
and go get some. Okay.
That if for any reason the fire ass sticker.
Okay. You right.
Fire ass sticker.
Yeah.
I didn't even show y'all the quarter sticker yet. There's a whole nother bitch, and she got a bong in her hand. It's lit.
So those are stickers in there?
There's stickers in
there. You know how many of those I ain't got no love because I didn't realize there were stickers. No, like stickers? I religiously buy Falcana like pre-rolls and I didn't realize those were stickers.
Those are not stickers.
Okay, because they come in a package like that, but the weed comes with stickers.
The weed comes with stickers. Okay. The joints, you just get a cute little cardboard. Hope you recycle it.
That's what I thought. Please. Yeah. Okay.
That's all that is. That's all it is.
Word. So how has weed helped you recently?
Ooh, child.
Tell me about it.
So I'm in the midst of like a job transition, as we were talking about before we press play, and just like a life transition, I guess. My boyfriend dumped me a couple days after Pride. I want to. And then rebounded real hard and with a friend, and it kind of like ruined that friendship, which, you know, it happens, whatever.
They come and they go.
You know?
They come and they go.
And when I ruined that friendship, basically, because I didn't like him the way he wanted me to, or I didn't love him the way he wanted me to love him, because I love him, I'm not in love with him like that. He like kind of flipped out on me and like spazzed on me, and instead of me even giving it two thoughts, I just said, okay, with the two M's and the K after it.
Oh, shit.
And hit the bowl and went right on Instagram and told that little story like y'all saw. I don't play these games with these people.
He was in his feelings. I bet you he's sick over that shit. That's MK got it. Good thing you didn't send him a gift with the MK, because if it was just a picture, bitch.
Right.
Dead. I'm over it.
He doesn't have an iPhone, so the impact wouldn't have been as great.
Okay. Yeah, I've definitely just not replied to some bullshit, like gotten straight bullshit shit text message like, nah.
What the fuck is this shit?
Nah, get out of my inbox with that. You ain't gonna rub that dirty energy around me.
I'm not about to do that. Especially if I'm like being open and honest with you about my feelings and shit and how my emotions, and you gonna spaz on me? Oh, so you don't want to know how I feel. That's fine. We could do that.
Yeah. I'm a Taurus.
Cool-headed.
Ain't it? But I also am so grounded and reasonable. And the reason why this came up is that I saw something that was like, you know, you can forgive someone when you love them, basically.
Facts.
Like, because you love them, you can forgive them. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I agree with this to a certain extent, but just because I love you, you don't fuck with her elements.
This shit's magnetic.
Yeah. Boss, ain't it?
My nigga.
Boss.
Just in case y'all didn't know, these element papers are magnetic and will reclose automatically.
That guy's a genius.
He is.
He's a fucking... I follow him on Instagram just because he's solid, man. He's so exciting, and I learned something new. Like, he legitimately makes life easier for smokers. That's all he wants to do. What is the shit I like to do? How can I improve it? And every year, I don't know, they come out with something new to make it easier.
I like that.
But yeah, back to being stubborn about this. I can forgive you because I love you, but one, I ain't gonna tell you, and two, I'm gonna move the fuck on. I can forgive you and not fuck with you again.
Because it's not for you. The forgiveness is for the other person. Forgiveness is for you yourself, so you can move on. And clear out your emotional baggage space.
Yeah.
So I feel that. I ain't really reached that point of emotional maturity yet.
Well, I'm 30. I got some numbers on me, and I've been hurt.
hurt. I'm trying though. I'm trying to. The niggas I sleep with are over 30, so
that's right.
That's why I fucked up. See, this last dude was 28.
Oh, he was still.
The rebound was 28. Not
okay.
the nigga that done me. The one that done me that I like actually really liked was cute little 39.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice girl. I love a grown man.
Yeah.
But just
I want a grown woman, but she hasn't found me yet.
Okay, she got my you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Pull up to Coach because I'm, working on the performance. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm out here.
Yeah, we out here just trying to do what we do and do what we can. So I know we have like an outline. Which is vaping. Oh my gosh. Have you heard about this?
Yes, girl. Listen, it's funny. I like at least a month, if maybe 2 months before the outbreak was happening. Because of my news subscriptions, I was keeping up with the Juul situation. But then I read a news article about it was a news article. It was like a weed blog article about how to discern, I think it was on Leafly, discern a good vape pen. And they're already like giving you game. And I was talking about it. Like I use AirPro and I buy AirPro cartridges.
Love them.
Because they match and it's solid.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? It's good concentrate. I don't have no issues. But I've had people complain to me of how they lost like their cartridge leaked and they lost all their oil and all of these other issues. And I was like, that shit don't sound like no manufacturer like that really be about their business. Like, this is some bullshit.
Right.
So I started telling people like, yo, you need to be on top of your game and pay attention to what you got going on. And then the article and the shit hit the fan and everybody's wilding out about it. I was like, damn, look at that. Look at that.
So before I get into the like the news, I do want to comment on that. Telling people to be careful what you're putting in. Be careful what you're consuming. And I mean that's basically going to be the whole entire conversation. It's just you need to be paying attention about what you're putting into your body. And granted, some people, I eat a McDonald's. Yeah. I go to Taco Bell in a heartbeat. Yeah. I'll eat fast food. And so someone could probably translate it to that. But when you're like combusting something, you really need to know what is going on. You know what I'm saying? Like flour is one thing. That's got a list of pesticides. I can see that real quick. But the cartridges, that's a whole nother thing.
And if you got a black market?
So listen,
and somebody was doing that shit in their garage.
So basically, that's the big thing. I was reading the High Times article, and they've been keeping up with it. So
yeah, of course.
Essentially, there's been like 6 U.S. deaths linked. 6 U.S. deaths linked to vaping. Yeah. And only one of them, I believe, is truly confirmed to be from a cannabis cartridge. Interesting. And the rest are just kind of like e-cigs and flavored shit. And the people also so happen to be smoking cartridges.
Yeah, so it's definitely the weed. It's definitely the weed. Because what else you gonna do but crack down on that bitch?
Of course.
Okay.
So the issue is that no one knows what it's coming from. These people are smoking weed from the cartridges, but they're also smoking flour. They're smoking e-juice and electronic cigarettes and stuff like that, but they're having lung problems and stuff.
So what it is acute respiratory distress. Their lungs become inflamed and shut down. Now imagine suffocating, just sitting there, right? So they're trying to beat the immune system having this inflammatory response because they've inhaled something that's combusted, some sort of irritant that then caused the body to attack its own lungs and basically collapse yourself. That's what the fuck is going on to these people that are dying, just in case you're wondering.
And according to the High Times article, they're believing it to be vitamin E acetate. Yeah. Which is in there. And I obviously am not a medical professional, so I can't say whether they're right or wrong. What I can say from a cannabis professional level, I'm not gonna say stop smoking distillates. What I will say is don't smoke flavored shit. Let's just go ahead and stop doing that.
Out of the terps. Get rid of the terps.
Or if you want to do something with terps, please make sure, because terpenes are everywhere.
Yeah.
Not just cannabis. So please make sure the terpenes, if they are reintroduced into a distillate or a really high THC oil, make sure it's true cannabis derived terpenes. Because then, okay, it's actually weed as opposed to food grade terps. You know, you don't think you're supposed to be lighting that shit on fire.
No.
I don't think you're supposed to be heating that shit up past a certain point and inhaling it. And wow, I'm having like a moment right now.
You do it.
When I first started dabbing with my roommate who loves to dab,
what up, roomie?
Shout out to Saham gang. We were dabbing with an old manager, and he was telling us how someone had told him, like 4 chains or someone told me something, that dabbing higher than a certain temperature is bad for you because you burn the terps and then that could cause cancer and shit. So I'm wondering or thinking or guessing or hypothesizing that maybe it's like something like that happening.
But it's not just the terps that like get fucked up when you don't burn at a certain temperature. So dependent on what your nail is made out of and all of that, like quartz crystal, it should only be heated up to a certain temperature and allowed to cool before you put your product into it because of all the leaching. And yes, it does have to do with the dab and what gets the temperature at which the dab's supposed to operate, but it's also the material it's made out of.
Okay.
That's what the homie that knows a lot and has worked, on the creation side of things, spit the game to me, because he would be like, he'd light that shit up for me and then set a timer. And then be like, all right, you can
now you can do it. Yeah. And we reach a point
where ain't nobody talking to you.
We reached a point where we were like, I would feel it against, like, not put it on my wrist, shoot, I burn myself, but just like feel it and feel the heat and be like, okay, now it's a good amount of time. But it's just, it's scary.
This shit's dope.
But it's also a bit annoying because now all of a sudden, as reported on MSNBC, I want to say, Trump is saying we got to crack down on this and people are dying and vaping is bad for you.
Yeah, he's already like...
There's been 6 deaths.
Yeah.
6.
More people have died by gunshots this year. You ain't cracking down on that
gunshots, fucking cigarettes.
Yeah. So I feel like when he's saying they're already passing laws by restricting more flavors added into e-cigarettes. That's part of his crackdown. But... because I just don't know how you're going to regulate on a federal level something that you won't allow, that you've already deemed federally illegal. You know what I mean? Like vaping, like how are you going to crack down on cannabis vaping when you've already said that shit ain't legal? So pick a side, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's definitely pick a side, but it's just like, let's not, come on now. Like, you think we stupid?
Yeah.
You think we stupid?
Yeah.
He
does though.
I think people.
He does.
Well, we already know that.
Yeah,
Trump
he does
really think we stupid. But there's a lot of people who really are. But like, but even beyond Trump, like just the outrage overall, I think people try to play stoners as like, we're not going to pay attention and be like, oh, for real, sis?
Bitch,
this is what we're doing.
I smoke weed and read the fucking news and check up on stuff. I can read a book, bitch.
Are we actually going to be doing this right now? You're going to play us like, 6 people are dying. It's an epidemic, my nigga.
No, we just need something new. We need something new. But the problem is, right, is that middle America, average, the people that actually pay attention to them is falling for that shit. And they're worried about it. I'm sure they're yelling at your kids, no vaping and this, that, and the fourth. And, those you see, this is what smoking cannabis does to you and blah, blah, blah. They're using it for their rhetoric, which is why we're over it and we're tired.
Facts.
There's been studies. There's enough out there. Like I'm tired.
For sure, I can definitely. It's frustrating, and it's a whole lot of like miseducation being spread around. I do like that it is making people more aware about. Like vaping has been a concern, at least for cannabis people, just overall, because we are people who truly love this plant, smoke this plant. Even if on a budget, are only going to buy the correct stuff.
Facts.
for them, because there's correct stuff on all levels of price ranges.
Yeah.
It's just whether you are willing to educate yourself. It's also up to the bud tenders to be educated. It's up to the stores to provide the bud tenders with the education, and for the bud tenders to take the extra step to learn, to teach, to learn and to teach their customers, but also for the customer to be receptive to it.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you how many customers don't give a shit about nothing and will clearly buy the blackest tarrus looking cartridge or something plastic or whatever
because
the
of
fuck.
the price.
Don't buy plastic cartridges.
Why?
Because you're fucking you're heating that bitch up. And even if there's like a little metal thing in between that and the conductor, my nigga.
Bro, it's plastic.
Don't do that.
What is the concern about plastic?
Don't do that.
Leaching of the chemicals that's in the plastic. That's the biggest concern. That's why you can't leave water bottles in your car, in Florida or just about anywhere, because the heat will make it melt and then contaminate your water. You stupid fucks.
Just like
you ain't a stoner. You ain't really about this life.
You just want to get
just smoke.
And you just don't want to do a hard drug,
or
you do hard drugs.
Yeah. And so this is your
you're just chasing the dragon, which you boo boo.
Yeah,
but like that's like fucks up all of us.
Yeah, we trying to talk to you. It ain't you're the people that they base the stereotype on.
Facts.
Just letting you know.
Very much so. Facts. We actually care about what we put in our bodies.
Yeah,
I bet when we go to this party, we're gonna have multiple conversations that are very intelligent about this. Or if someone's like, so this is my this, that, and the third, they probably gonna tell us about the grow process or where they got the seed or this or that. You're gonna be able to see the passion and the happiness and the joy in these eyes. Like it's a whole different level. And so it's just very frustrating coming from the cannabis community. But again, like I'm saying, I do like that it's dawning light on companies that have been doing it right. And haven't needed no outrage. They just they're basically like we've been trying to tell you, girl.
Yeah, you wasn't.
Are you listening?
You wasn't
Halo, Constellation again.
My bad.
I think.
It's okay.
But basically, like people, I've seen a bunch of news releases and people basically being like, so sis, we've been doing it right.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to tell y'all.
Yeah.
Which is what I appreciate about the I-502 market, is that people are like, basically like we knew.
It's different.
It is.
It's I've tried to tell this to, I know smokers everywhere. And I've traveled to just about a majority of the legal cannabis states. There's a few, I'm not gonna lie. I've traveled to a few of the major ones, but I do want to hit them all. But every market I've gone to, it pales in comparison in the quality of products and the diversity of the products, and the knowledge is not there. The knowledge is not the same. These are just they just sell weed,
right?
You know what I mean? They are not cannabis enthusiasts. They are not about the product the way you need them to be out here. And that comes from the manufacturing side, because they care about their shit, right? And so then the stores have to care about their shit, because this is my brand's message. I'm telling you,
facts. Tell
people this.
Facts.
Right? So I travel all around. I'm like, yo, there's nothing like the Seattle market. I'm gonna bring you some Seattle wood. You know what I mean? But I'm come out here. I'm gonna show you how it's different and why it taxes. So simply put,
my question. Beyond that, do you think it's because it's no vertical integration and then it's just a whole bunch of producer processors trying to get into these shops, and so therefore they have to come out, with the biggest and the not just good. Everybody got good weed. At this point, everybody got good oil. What else are you bringing to the table? So do you think that extra
there's a lot of pressure out here, but I think that it's just the dynamic of Washington. You know what I mean? Like it breeds, I don't know if it's the fresh air or the mountain and the views. Like Amazon came out of here, Starbucks. Like think of the monsters that they breeds hustlers. It does, and I think the cannabis is looking. The cannabis industry is looking at those, like the technology and that type IT and all that stuff, and they're looking at it and they're like, oh, okay. I can see how we can make our shit great. And there's competition between other states, because at some point the government's gonna be like, man, there's a lot of money out here to eat. Right. Let's just make it all like it's gonna. They're already talking about connecting, the West Coast and their products, and who doesn't want to get there first? And so how do I get my product from what I think is good to something that someone else in another state thinks is amazing, and they're gonna buy a fuck ton of it. Right. So we gotta hustle. Let's get all of those great growers. Let's have those conversations. You know what I mean? And I think that's what feed the market out here. But again, I don't know all these people, and that's just what I've been observing. Because I just go to pot shops and talk to people and go to little events, and I was like, oh, this different. But they tighten it out here. It's hard to get in. It's hard.
It is hard to get in.
If you don't talk to people.
I got lucky for sure. I got lucky and blessed, and the universe was working in my favor for sure. But I was also manifesting that. I've been talking about ever since I started smoking. I knew, she's going to be here, you know. And so I've been talking about this, like the shit I used to literally dream about on my couch with the old Uber friends I used to hang out with. So I was always kind of
the Bakersman Club.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I know it.
So I've just been kind of like manifest that stuff, and I got really blessed. And once you're in, it's definitely an industry that you can stay in if you had to, and you can dip in and dip out and shit. Like I'm kind of halfway in, halfway out right now. But not really, because I have
different
my own shit. Yeah. Beyond that,
I think.
Beyond working at my part-time, I have Triple C, I have Functional Potheads and Bakersman. I have my own self as a brand since I've taken promo shots and I get interviewed and shit like that. So it's like...
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, especially entering more of the entrepreneurial side of it. It's definitely daunting and stressful, and I feel like sometimes I'm not like pushing myself hard enough. It's hard finding that balance between, like I said, like pushing yourself and like being gentle and easy with yourself.
Those deep breaths and having those relaxed.
It's hard finding that balance.
And but part of it is how we were raised, which is the generation before us. Like you have to hustle, and you'll retire, and then you'll live your life. That's the generation before us, and the generation under us is like we're becoming famous at like 6 because we're making videos on YouTube and selling shit, and now we're millionaires. What, bitch?
Facts.
So the group that's right in the middle is like. So to become current and to get where I want to be, where that end goal that my parents have come up with, except for working a shit ass job, I have to like make myself a brand. I have to craft myself, and I have to learn multiple things and bring everything that interests me in and make it a package. And that sometimes it doesn't work with like your internal growth. It doesn't sometimes evolve at the same pace. So it gets real complex when you have to pick it up and put it down, or continue to work at it in different facets, right? For periods of time, and always take time out for yourself.
For sure. Definitely.
Yeah, because if your body's telling you no, you should probably listen to it because it's your shit.
That's true. That's very, very true.
So I think we done educated you enough on this vape controversy. It ain't really a controversy, bitch. We been new,
right? So, basically, you're welcome.
Yeah. They
are a marketing, branding kind of powerhouse in the cannabis industry. Jared Mirsky is, I want to say, their CEO or founder or president. He runs shit over there, and he's really kind of like a genius. And so I missed the party last year, so I'm very excited to go to it this year. And America invited me, and I'm ready to get dressed up and fancy. There's also a Tannins and Terpenes event on Saturday somewhere downtown. I won't be able to make that because Mama has a kid.
I'm working.
And same. We need to get those dollars. But that's a Northwest Leaf event. I went to the one in Bellingham last year, and that was really cute. They had a 5-foot ball. If you go to AHNYA Smokes 15, you can see the video of me hitting that. My wig is a little skewed, but whatever.
You hit the ball.
Yeah. Facts.
What else is going on? I'm going to this weekend the Foodie Festival held by Mud Bay. It's a festival in order to honor people that work in the like shelter medicine industry. So those that give back to the community. So like the rescue, shelter medicine, that type of kind of work. So Mud Bay, it's I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Yeah, it's a pet store out here, popular brand. And in this, some organization gets nominated and they give them a big ass check at the end of it. But free food and a good time. So I'm gonna check it out. And it's also Washington Cider Week right now. So
Any white people that are into that, there you go.
That's why it's busting outside.
This is an all-inclusive show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We talk about both colored cannabis and Caucasian events, such as cider.
Yep. Listen, I love cider. It's my shit. I drink cider and
Charlotte
whiskey.
is the lighter of the two of us. So that does not surprise me.
Whatever. You know what? Just because I know good drink, you know what I mean?
Isn't there sediment in cider?
Sediment?
Yeah, particles.
I mean, I feel
Bits of apple.
no. That's more. I think no. Well, mead is made out of honey, but no. This gets strained. It's
What
like a.
year is this?
You can get me this year. The best drink I've ever had is a strawberry lemonade mead. It was 9%. I didn't even know I was drunk till I got down off the stool. I did a little stumble, but got me right. What else is going on is Afropunk Atlanta is coming up in October, and I will be there. Is that black enough for you? Girl?
Oh, that's. Now listen here.
Yeah.
That's very African American. Obviously, it's all Afro damn punk.
Okay.
Now, see, the gag is.
What's up?
Can I admit this on the camera? On the camera and on the mic. I want to go to Afropunk, but I'm scared. It's almost
too good.
Isn't that horrible though? That black people don't be feeling like shit. It's gonna be too many black people because black people really feel. I don't think white people. I don't think you understand when y'all don't want to be around too many black people. Niggas don't want to be around too many niggas either.
Yeah.
Because that's frightening. Because
the media's made it frightening.
Because the media's made it frightening. Or
you ever
have you been made fun of by black people growing up?
Hell yeah.
Relentlessly, right?
Yeah, because I wasn't
black enough. So flashbacks?
Yeah, exactly. I be in the corner though, ducked off, smoking fire weed. So people fuck with me off
now,
the cliff. Yeah, now. But back then, I ain't work out.
I literally told one of my girlfriends, and she probably wasn't even like this in high school, because she was literally just a sweet person.